Welcome to Farron Park. It's been really great to be involved in the project Moving in Nature in this particular park. I think green spaces have become really important during the pandemic as people get out to do their daily exercise and they're stuck indoors working sometimes. So it's nice to get out in nature.
We should know all the names of those birds. We should learn all the names of the birds.
I think local green spaces have become really important over the pandemic as people have got out for their daily exercise. They've tried to reconnect more with their families. Some of them have been working indoors, so have really wanted a break, and it's been nice to come out in their local space and have a walk around. What did you say about butterflies?
They have beautiful different colours.
Children like to play in the multi-use games area and on the playing fields, and some adults use it too. Some people take their daily walks in here. It is used a lot more than people realise.
I come every day. Yeah, we come every day for walks. We walk through the park and we'll sit down on the side. We'll let the kids play around. Sometimes we even sit on the grass.
The main themes to come out of the project at Farron Park were nature, shared space and community. People wanted to see more plants and flowers and felt the area was a bit of a green desert. They wanted it to be more inviting.
Yeah, I'd prefer to use other parks because it's just a lot more appetising. The space is a lot more nicer, the grass is a lot more greener, there's a lot more plants. The area itself is just really nice, the vibe. Here when you come, it's you get a very dirty vibe because it's dirty, everywhere you look, there's something on the floor. Sometimes there's dog poo, there's litter. Sunflower seeds, there's litter everywhere.
Rewilding some areas of the park, allowing the old bowling green to grow to encourage wildflowers and more insects. They also discussed more seating and the idea of a community garden with some growing space that they could share and work on together. There is room for this by the side of the old bowling green, and they could easily get some raised beds in there as well as some more benches. Overall, they wanted a space to come together as friends, family and community. The people using Farron Park are from the immediate vicinity and surrounding streets. They walk their dogs, use it as a walk through, take their daily exercise and use the multi-use games area.
We should add a dog park and a bird bath, or maybe a bird house as well. And I think, the spider on the book, it looks like a peacock spider, which is a tiny spider.
Welcome to Sandal. Do you know what? I found it really enjoyable. When I first came and it was the back end of winter, it was really bleak and I imagined it just wasn't looking its best and it was a bit formidable. And I thought, whoa, this is going to be tough. It was really cold, there was no one around. Loads of people have fond memories of this park and it's just been interesting to try and coax that out of people. It was wasteland, particularly this area off to the left, which is now the nature trail. Young people gravitated to. So they kind of owned that space before it became official. And so, a lot of people have spoken about quad bikes and motorbikes being a problem, but they kind of predate what it is now. And, a lot of the stuff that I've had come back from people, such fond memories of bringing their bikes, their dirt track bikes around here. And, it's at what point do you fight that kind of a history really? And I know you can get the sense that there is that kind of history of dads giving the kids the first motorbikes here, they used to do when we were kids. It's a real passion for this place in terms of people's childhood memories, to then people growing old, having families and bringing their families here. There's a real generational feel to it as well. There's a lot of local families use the play equipment and the goalposts. I've seen some really lovely intergenerational play there with whole families out at the goalposts. A lot of people have spoken about the facilities that are here, and interestingly, it's more about that they use them than the state they're in, because they do look tired, but people still do come and use them. It was a playground. It was, this was all wasteland from abandoned from its industrial heritage. I think the obvious key theme is around keeping it clean. There are some quite active residents here who are out every day, at least picking up a bag of litter. You ask people, just say, give me 3 words about your relationship with the park, and they go, friendly, clean, peaceful. It's looking all right at the moment because they've just litter picked it. I don't think it's any worse anywhere else. So you can see beyond I love these boulders. The other thing that a lot of people are mentioning, unsurprising when you look around and listen to the birdsong, is the nature here. Now, I don't really know how you improve on that. A lot of people talk about the lake area that's now like a bulrush swamp. Apparently you used to be able to walk around that, and there used to be sort of a lot of wildfowl and birds in there. But a lot of people do remember it fondly and talk about it and would like to walk around the lake again. While there isn't any evidence now that that's perfect water vole habitat along the brook. The footpath at the bottom of the nature trail is a longer path. So there's a lot of traffic coming through there for people taking longer walks from heading towards Kilner Things from Warren Vale. And I think it's not easy, but there's a link up there to Rosehill Park if you're prepared to cross a really busy road. I've been told at weekends it's a different kettle of fish that's when you get your motorbikers and the quads out. So a lot of people have told me that they go out on their daily walk and they'll turn back if they think they're there. So it does stop people coming, but it doesn't stop people using it all the time. If I was giving advice, I would talk to the Rangers team about being more proactive down here to be visible. I think it's seeing people active in the park itself, talking to people, getting involved in the kind of issues that the dog walkers are kind of working against. It's interesting up in the actual the playing field area. People come to me because they see me out the window. Be more of a presence, and so people can see them positively, not just emptying bins, but maybe down here talking to people. I think that would be a really good start point. People talk about more places to sit, picnic benches and such like, just bringing offcuts of logs, trees and stuff, and be a bit more organic. Somewhere around Rotherham there'll be some tree felling going on. Just bang the logs in for people to sit on and let it then settle into its landscape. People will sit on it, people are going to gather around it, they're not going to hurt it. This whole idea of what's going to make it better. The one bench is amazing. I've got like a comments poem about the bench. That's the bench. It appeared overnight and looked like it had been here forever.
So here we are. Welcome to Cherry Trees Park. Beautiful sunny day after a storm. My experience of working in Cherry Trees Park has been really intriguing. That investigation into why the park is used and who uses it has been more of a sort of glimpse at moments. There is a lot of time when the park is like this, completely empty. We have dog walkers, we have a couple of people who come and play football, but mostly it's been a lonely experience. We've got a great expanse of grass. For dog walkers it's perfect. You can come here and you can throw a ball for a dog and there's plenty of open space where they can run. We've got the mugger there, which is like a caged place for children. The remains of a seating area, which is that shiny metal contraption there that's missing parts of it because obviously it's been broken in the past and not replaced. Over there is where the swings and roundabouts and where the broken zip line is. And just to the right of that are the 2 seats in the whole of the park. Talking to the Older People's Forum, where they say they need 3 things in the park. They need safety, they need seating, and they need basic facilities like toilets. There aren't any toilets here. Lack of bins. There aren't any bins apart from at the entrances, but at every entrance there is dog mess, bags of dog mess, fly tipping, graffiti, and especially the route through to the shops is a small passageway that is absolutely full of rubbish. So anyone coming to the park would be turned away at the entrance. On an open field, when you walk across it, there isn't really that much you see. There is a congregation of rubbish around the seating area that gets spread every so often by the grass cutters. It seems to be a transitory space. People go through it, people don't come to it. All the paths go straight through it from one entrance to another. There's nothing that would keep them here in terms of a walk around a route that would meander through the space. Talking to two young people about what they would want, and they were just talking about football nets. We want football nets so we can come and play football. It's all well and good just putting your bag down or your jumper down to play football like that, but having a goal post, at least two, would encourage more activity and more football. There's a main route that goes from the bottom estate up through to the shopping area and up through to Coronation Park. In Coronation Park there is a skate park, there's an outdoor gym, there are tennis courts, there's bowling greens, there's plenty of seating, plenty of places to put your rubbish. It's well lit. So all of the facilities seem to have been congregated in that other park just round the corner. So the idea of what this park is really interesting. It has to become something other. I did some workshops with the kids in Craggs Community Primary School, and we were looking at that problem of walking through the park. And we came up with a really simple way of making new spaces in the park. Talking to the Older People's Forum, they wanted an organised walk to get fit, to get out and about after COVID. The young people at the school came up with all sorts of cut paths that they could put through the park with wildflowers on either side, just to create informal areas, little spaces that might catch people as they're walking across, a little space between wildflowers that somebody might throw a blanket down and have a picnic there with their family, just so there's a route for people to take around the park and to stop, maybe sit on a bench, not necessarily normal benches, but things like concrete plinths or logs put down in a circle where people can stop, have conversations and use the park. Little pockets of nature.
Sitting down on a chair. Park games. Play football. Park games. Riding a bike. Park games. Play football. Park games. Play football. Park games. Walking on swing. Park games. Singing and dancing. Park games. Singing. Park games.